Hello, woodchucks and farmers. Welcome back to Oceanside Forest. So late September, getting close to the 7 o'clock in the evening hour. We're over here actually at where the farmyard's going to be, where at the end of last episode, it was full of trees. It is not anymore. I've been a little bit busy with the chainsaw. Yeah, I think I cut down every tree that is actually on the lot. I got some more to pick up. I want to bring that on over to the sawmill. But by the way, I'm standing up here on the rock, and I do believe I found... where was it? I thought I saw one here. Where's that? Wasn't there a piece of cheese? Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's a piece of cheese up here. So if you're looking for another one, it's right there. We're going to leave it there because it just pays a little bit too much, and we're making enough money as it is. But, yeah, how many trees did I cut down? I think at the end of last episode, we were at like 174 trees that were cut. I'm right at 300. How about that? So, I want to get rid of the stumps, and I got to pay for 200 stumps to get rid of, so that's $10,000. So let's go in here. We're going to remove $10,000 out of our bank account. And also, let's go down here to remove stumps. Are you sure you would like to remove all stumps from the map? Yes, please. So all the stumps should be gone, which is going to help me because I got to pick up these rest of the logs in the field, which could be kind of difficult with the stumps. I may, rock and roll or whatever. Let's jump in here. I haven't set this up yet. I just logged back into the game. So I need to get this set back on up. Let's see. Auto switch to the right would be good. Yeah, I think I'm all set here. Let's turn that on. Let's turn off the HUD. I'll try to pick up most of the logs. I want to get into the mill so that way when we sleep overnight, everything should be processed. I say everything, but I think the sawmill will have it mostly processed. It'll be kind of hard to see. I got all the lights on that I can with our Winter Wolf Phoenix truck. So all the logs, like I said, should be, or all the trees and the logs should be now off where the farmyard's going to be, so we can, really start maybe putting together a farmyard. But this episode here, when we get over to an October here in just a second, we're going to be getting ourselves a cultivator, and I do have where we can plow, create a field with a cultivator. So we're going to create a field, if you want to call it that, up and down the power lines. And we're going to start planting in some barley or wheat, either or. Maybe we'll do one barley, one wheat. I think we'll have a line going up either side of the power line. And maybe we'll just switch out the crops. That way the chickens have different options. If it doesn't pick up the log, more than likely it's because it has a limb on it somewhere. And of course, I did cut down some of these trees here in the evening hours. And of course I had to delimb them all with the chainsaw. Yep, there it goes. There it goes. So finally getting to, I guess, true farming in this episode. So not too bad, getting to 4 episodes and actually owning all the land and getting right straight to farming. Ish. I mean, we're still going to be doing some forestry work here and there, but it's not going to be all forestry work. One thing I will look forward to is getting ourselves a tree harvester, just because delimbing all these with a chainsaw, it's not too bad. But if you've done forestry enough and cutting down trees, as you know, when you get one tree on top of another, it's hard to delimb them with a chainsaw. For some reason, the limbs don't want to. I guess the chainsaw has a hard time trying to figure out what tree you're trying to delimb, so you got to pretty much get on the ground and off one another. Okay, so every once in a while, as we know with logs, for some unknown reason, they get attached to one another. So that's why my trailer is tipping over. So I think I'm going to just, latch those on in and try to get out of the area, and it'll straighten itself out. I think this will be good enough. I'll get the rest in the morning. But we'll have plenty of pallets to sell of wood beams, planks, long planks, and I forgot what the other one is out of the sawmill, but you know what I'm talking about. We're going to have plenty. Last I checked, there was like 80,000 liters of wood in the sawmill, and now that we're not using the winch to bring the wood over, I don't have to worry too much about trying to get in the trigger. With this, it's pretty darn easy. Just pull on up, jump on out, come over here. Yeah, we're down to about 40,000 liters. And do all that, and boom, we're back right up to about 66,000 liters of wood in there. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and turn the beacons off. Let's turn the lights off. And we'll turn the truck off. So first job in the morning will be to go ahead and sell all the pallets that we have, bring in loads of money, and then we'll figure out, I guess it all depends on how much money I have and what we can buy in the store. But definitely, you know, maybe a tractor. We can probably do it with the Winter Wolf, I'm not too sure, but definitely a cultivator or a plow of some sort and a seed drill. Currently in the store, well, another John Deere. Nothing against John Deere, but I'm going to try to stay away from a John Deere tractor in this series just because I'm running them on, I ran it on hinterland quite often and definitely a lot on Goldcrest Valley. The Versatile is still there. I don't expect it to be in the morning. Oh, yeah, and look at this. A front loader. So that would have been nice to see on Goldcrest Valley. So they do come up for sale. It's rare, and we have one here, but I don't need one here. Sleep until 8. It'll be October. Yeah, we should be fine. We got tons of bark mulch and wood chips. So upgrading the trailer at some point would be good. But I'm going to keep the trailer that we have because I could probably use that to feed the chickens in the near future as well. And let's not forget, I still have a $200,000 loan from the beginning to deal with. You want to close there? There we go. Rain is in the forecast, but that's not that big of a deal. At least I can see what the heck I'm doing now. I will go get the rest of the logs off that property so you can see it. So currently, if you want to look at this, I mean, we got 277,000 liters of wood chips, 100,000 liters of bark mulch. So that's got to go into a grain trailer and be brought down. So we're going to have 35 pallets of beams, 69 pallets of planks, 52 pallets of planks long, and 35 wood beam planks to deliver this morning. So that's quite a bit. Now I'm also thinking about possibly buying the Crone trailer. I use it on no man's land to auto load because that can hold, I think, about 40 or so pallets at a time. So that's going to be a little bit better than what we've been hauling. I think it'll be double the capacity. But I definitely want to make sure I can afford the cultivator and seed drill, which should not be a problem. But I would rather use a tractor rather than the Winter Wolf that we have here. Man, we got a good amount of logs still here to pick up. Let me go ahead and pick these on up. We'll bring them over to the mill, like I said, and get that process started. And then we'll have a look at the store, see what's on for sale, and then we can kind of get ourselves a plan together. But definitely, after I get these delivered, it's time to start selling some planks. So a lot of trips will need to be made with the baling trailer that we have. Well, one trip already down to the sawmill. That was about 30,000 liters of wood. And got another nice load right here. But that is all the trees that we have cut currently. And I think that's also all the trees that I had to put on the map to cover up the fields that originally were here. And this right here is the power lines. We're going to put a couple of fields on either side of the power line. Just a couple of strips. That way we can at least have some wheat and barley sometime next July. And once we do that, then we can start putting down some of our chicken pens. Probably just one to start with. Alright, let's go ahead and give the sawmill something else to chew on for a little while. And that got us up to almost 50,000 liters. Let's see what's in sale for the store. Anything that would be nice for us. That's kind of interesting. But nothing, not exactly what I thought it was. So no, we don't want that. Header, that's not, we're not really looking for that. And for tractors, not so much. So nothing that's actually in sale. This page here, I'm trying to avoid going to our stock market page just because, yeah, these two totals right here are going to throw us off. It says 1.4 million is what we have. So I really don't know what we have, but we are going to start grabbing. Do I actually have enough to buy that trailer? Do I want to buy that trailer? I may actually have enough to buy that Krone. What is it actually called? The Profiliner trailer or something like that? Profi liner. It is 2020. I mean, I'm a little short on it, but this will definitely hold more planks or pallets in there. But I think I don't want to be short $30,000 when it comes to the end. So I'm going to start making deliveries on down to the sell point. This is going to take a little bit because, as I went over just a little while ago, how many pallets that we have to move, it's going to be a minute. So I'm going to do another jump cut here. You don't need to see me making all these deliveries. So we're sitting just shy of 30,000. When we come back, I don't know how much we're going to have, but it's going to be, I think, a good amount to buy ourselves a good tractor, a good cultivator, and a starting seed drill at some point. Well, it looks like I'm finally down to my last load. Just got to pick up what's here. We are up to 330,000, and of course, when we left, we were just under 30,000, which means, quick math, can you do it? Yeah, so far we made 300,000, and we're gonna have a little bit more here. At halfway point, I just took a little break because it's taking me a few trips, of course. Just looking to see, maybe what we could be looking at to buy. And originally I thought, we're going to have a whole bunch of money and I can buy a tractor, a drill. It doesn't want to load the extra stuff. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, then I started looking at some prices because we do have the rule we can't lease on the series. So we can buy, brand new or used stuff. So, yeah, I'm going to have to change up what my plans are. I'm hoping that the Winter Wolf can do what we need to do. So first we're just going to buy ourselves a cultivator and get the field started. Then we'll look at some drills. Some comments when I was ending Hinterland and coming here, a few people wanted me to go to like a real big map and use real big machinery, and I think that's what we'll do here. Not to start with. We got ourselves a truck and everything, but as for farm machinery, I think we'll get there. We're on episode 4. That stuff is expensive, and we got a lot of expensive stuff to buy. So we'll gradually get up there. But since we're just doing I'm going to say small fields to begin with, we'll kind of start off with small-ish machinery. And eventually, I may keep it. I could sell in the future. But, I just want to get a couple fields in before winter arrives and we have a crop that we can harvest early in the season next year, because the only thing we're really going to be planting is wheat, barley, and sorghum, because that's what the chicken pens will be taking. All the other crop, it all depends. If we get like a lot of crop and we don't need those 3 types, and then maybe we'll get into planting some other stuff and we'll sell the grain or something like that. But to start with, yeah, we need that kind of a crop. Even though my plans are, once we get the chickens, we're going to start with just 8 chickens. And eventually work ourselves over 10,000 chickens. We'll let the chickens, from those 8 chickens, we're just buying 8 chickens and let them reproduce. So that's all the pallets sold. We're going to get a couple more coming in, of course, because of the wood that we brought in this morning. But that's not too bad. $325,000 sold. At some point, I may have mentioned this like in episode 1 or 2, I could get to the point of just putting the sawmill on sale directly, and I won't have to bring all the material down there because it gets to be a lot after a while. Although right now it's fun bringing it on down there and making the money. But in the future, yeah, when we got really like farming work to do, could be a little bit too much. Let's head on down. I think the first thing I should do, looking at it, let's top off with some diesel fuel. I think it'll haul a cultivator and plow a field. As for a direct drill, that would be the next question. And yes, we are doing precision farming here and crop rotation, but I'm not going to be looking at that in the first season. But I just want to get the 2 fields in, and what we get is what we get. If I happen to fertilize, soil sample, anything like that, that's good, because I really need to save up money to get myself a tree harvester. I don't mind cutting down the trees in between episodes, but after a while, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get tired of doing that. I think I cut down, that would have been like, what, 125 trees in between episodes? But anyways, let's do some shopping, shall we? Cultivators first on the list, and I was looking at them, trying to figure out where to go, trying to get the most for my money, and I think we're going to go... see, this is 6 meter. I can go up to 8 meter on this. What does the 8 meter cost me? 68,000. Horsepower is not a problem, because if we're using the Winter Wolf, we got 800. I think, which is a hard thing for me to do. 5.7. I say we just get this one right here. Wheel setup. Do I want to wide tires for 650 bucks? I like wide tires, so sure, why not? Let's go ahead and buy that. And let's go ahead and start making ourselves a field. If this hooks up to it. Which I think it's going to. And then I'd be wrong. So there's not really... Yeah, I don't see a linkage for that. Well, I just bought something I can't use because the Deutz can't handle it. Okay, so how much horsepower does that require? That was kind of a kick. As you can tell, I didn't test that. 250. Well, all right. Wait, where's that used? Section 250? Well, a John Deere. I just said I wouldn't use a John Deere, but it's for sale. Yeah, I mean, it's actually 373 horsepower. All right, we're going with the John Deere. I mean, it's for sale, so yeah. Okay, what does that leave me? It actually still leaves me 187 in the bank account. So that's pretty darn good. Another John Deere. Like I said, I don't mind the John Deeres. It's just not my tractor of choice. Even though green's my favorite color. Well, that does work. So we got the fuel. I do have allowed to create fields. Yes, I do. Okay. We do have that option. So I was thinking about getting the Horsch Avatar, which comes with the DLC that came out about a month ago. But that's going to be 200,000, just shy of 200,000. We don't have that. So I may just have to get the Pronto, and we'll plant with that. But I do want to start also working on getting the farmyard kind of started. But the way the money situation is going, I think the only thing I'm going to put down is the Omatana hut, where I can buy the seed, fertilizer, so on and so forth. And I like using her hut just because the prices are pretty similar to what you would buy in the store, but at least at the hut we can just buy in bulk. We set the pole up and say fill. We don't have to buy like 8-9 bags at a time. Refill 1 bag at a time. You know what I'm talking about. So we'll definitely put the hut down. That's not going to cost us too much. But we have to get ourselves a drill. But now we got ourselves a John Deere tractor. Surprise, surprise. Now I do want to leave myself some room on the side of the telephone poles or electric poles, because I don't want my workers to have problems. Let me allow to create fields. So I lower this. And I should have field stones turned off. It is almost 9 o'clock in the morning, but it's a little bit kind of shady in here. But we got trees everywhere, of course. So I think I'm just going to go like to the top of the hill and back down around. Oh, the one thing I probably should have done is repaired the John Deere, because I don't know how worn out it is, but it's going to lose some horsepower. But I think if it was fully repaired, we'd be like 100 horsepower over. So I don't think I've lost 100 horsepower to pull this. Yeah, just make sure I leave myself some room, and we'll get at least one field started and then do the other side. I say the top of the hill, but the thing is, I don't know if I can actually see the top of the hill. But since we're just starting with 8 chickens next year, I'm not going to need a whole lot of crop right to begin with. And if it goes well this winter, then we'll probably have some sorghum fields next spring to plant, and we'll have plenty of feed. So I think just going here and around and do the same thing on the other side, this will give us plenty of food for the chickens to start with for the year number 1. I'm kind of hoping when I start painting that field over there again, well, I say that lot. It used to be a field. Even though I painted over it, you can kind of see it. It makes it look like it snowed over there. It's just pure white at a distance. But when we get close, it shows a forest ground. So when I start putting down buildings and such, I'm kind of hoping that kind of goes away. And I did just download a shed that I want to put down as well, but I don't think I'm going to be able to now because of the money situation. I've got to wait on the shed. But I want to try using a shed I've never used before. Probably getting a little bit close to these trees here. But yeah, after we get the seed drill bought, and it's time to start saving up for a tree harvester. And that'll make the forestry work quicker again. I mean, I keep improving the forestry work. We'll tidy up the corners a little bit when we get done here. John Deere just keeps coming up for sale. I don't know what the game's trying to tell us, that, you know, people don't want the John Deere, so they're just bringing them back to the store, and we get them for a discount, which is great for us. And getting that much horsepower for that price, because I was looking at tractors that for that price, you know, for that horsepower range, and we were talking like 300 grand minimum. I wonder what kind of soil we're going to find on this map, but I was just talking about that on yesterday's episode of Goldcrest Valley, where, yeah, if I do soil samples and it's a bad soil, I just still farm in it anyways. I don't say, well, let's not plant here, let's move on. But maybe I might do some of that here. Maybe we'll look at, you know, if I kind of create a field and do soil sampling and it's bad soil, we got, you know, since we own the whole map, we can just say, well, let's not do anything here. We'll just, you know, maybe I'll put some trees back in or something, and we'll put a field somewhere else. Yeah, field stones are turned off. I'm done with the whole field stone stuff. I did that for like the first year or so. Although there was an interesting mod that did come out maybe about a month and a half ago, which is like stone production, to where you can make like stone slabs and kind of interesting stuff like that. But I don't think I would get that much stone off the fields to actually create enough to make the production building worth it. But I could be wrong. If anyone knows what I'm talking about and actually has used that stone production building that came out about a month and a half ago, just leave a comment below as to, did you find it, you know, worth it? Not that I'm going to turn on stone here, but just for future reference, maybe it's something I'll look into. Once again, this equipment that we're buying right now, this is going to be just like our starter equipment. And because some people wanted me to go, you know, bigger equipment and so on and so forth, we'll do that. We'll be using like an air cart C drill in the future. Using extra large tractors. I thought maybe using the big buds, which I haven't used in ages. Or, you know, something like a New Holland T9. Case quad I've used often enough. The 9R 9RX I think I've used. Now I'm using the 9RT on Goldcrest. So our first official field here on Oceanside. Just to get a crop in. I don't know what time the rain's going to be here. You may have seen the rain. There is rain in the forecast. And I'd like to get this done before the rain hits. But what I need to do here, of course, next thing I'm going to do is plant this field. Then I kind of need to search on the map of where do I want our first field to go. Because that'll be the next step, because I'm out of trees on the first 2 lots. So we clear cut the area for our factories and chicken coop. Alright, let me turn that off so it's not creating a field. And let me go ahead and park this over here. Alright, let's head on down to the store. We'll get ourselves... I think the Pronto is what we're going to use. It's not going to take me too long to get that field drilled. And I may do this field over here in between episodes. I may just get it cultivated and the field in. And I'll get most of it drilled before next episode. But also, yeah, start maybe working on where our first true field will be. You just gotta look on the map. Maybe I'll pick out an area that's kind of cleared out a little bit. Obviously, like, not spots to the left. That's a full forest. And once again, I'm not going to be cutting all the trees on this map. I think that would be a tall task to ask anyone. And I want to leave forest around. I don't want to just have no trees in a big, broad area. So this forest to our left may stay here. We'll go up another road somewhere and make a field. Oh, look at all the pallets already that's there. Not enough to... Well, maybe enough to buy myself the Avatar, but... I think the Pronto is going to be a good starting drill for us. Because we're just going to be doing these 2 fields this year. And maybe we'll get lucky in the off-season. I say off-season, winter months. From the sales store. And I would assume by the time spring rolls around. I mean, of course, we started in August. We're only 2 months in. And we're making a good amount of money. And the money's rolling in. So, back down here at the store. Actually, let me come over to here. I just thought about it. Let's repair. Is this a 7R? I think it was a 7R. Yeah, 7R. It's a 7R 330, it looks like. Repair for 1,115. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, we can't even repaint at the store. Nothing I ever really do. But just to let you know. I think that's why I'm going to use one of Alien Jim's workshops, just because I know I can sell from his workshop. I don't know about... I think I can repaint there as well. Let's go in here. Let me just double check here. Nothing there. Alright, cedars. Unless there's a... Because that's only a 6 meter, but the coon is 120. Yeah, that's getting up there, and it's not going to be that much of a benefit to me. And the Pronto is only 106. That is a direct... Yeah, that's a direct drill. Tire roller, and we'll leave that on there. I think we'll just leave it basic. Ridge markers, nah, we don't need ridge markers. What's the extra 5,000 for the... Oh, okay, the tire roller. I don't know if that helps us out, but okay, we'll just get it. Yeah, let's go ahead and get it. Alright. Okay, 75,000. Alright, let's go up to the farmyard and we'll put down the hut so we can buy our seed and fertilizer. I think for starters, and it's rather cheap, I'm just going to put the hut over here by the stone. That way it's kind of out of the way, and that when I start building the farmyard, I can always move this around later on. Let's go into here. Let's go to construction. One thing I want to try is I'm going to repaint the ground. Always got to give it a second there. I want to repaint the ground to see if it helps get rid of the texture a little bit. I don't know what textures we have here on this map. I did not look at that, but I think gravel in the farmyard. Okay, so this is all the textures that we have, which is fine. Let's go with the gravel. I should have the free landscaping tool on. And I just want to paint a little bit of gravel over here where the yard is to kind of see if it gets rid of that texture when I get too far away. Alright, buildings. Can't remember if this is a tool or... I don't know what it's supposed to be. I always forget when I come in here and put down the hut because I do it once. Maybe it's a container. Yes, it's going to be a container. There we go. And we'll spin it around this way. Now I was testing from the shop on the way down here about opening up the drill. And I could not open up the area unless it was unfolded. Now, unless I get to a trigger. No, I may actually have to... Oh no, sorry, it was filling up. So I don't actually have to open up to fill it up. And I just realized, yeah, I should have looked at the options more. I only got seed, not fertilizer. Yeah, let me go on back down to the store. We'll have to add the fertilizer container. Probably a few of you were shouting at the screen saying, doesn't have fertilizer. And, yeah. I had my fingers in my ears, didn't hear you. Alright, back down to the store. We'll come back and hopefully be able to fill up the fertilizer as well. Well, the biggest container I have for both will add another 6,000 to the price tag. So there's that. Hitch back up to it. I may actually have lost some seed by doing that. I don't remember what the capacity of the seed was when I came down here. But I don't think it was down. I think I was at 3,000 maybe? Oh well, it's not going to be that much of a difference. I don't know if I got credit for it or not. Alright, now I'll go back up to the farmyard with our lovely little hut. Put some fertilizer into it. And we should be able to plant wheat or barley this month. I should be double check on that, and I can see it already. Yep, we're all set. So, yep, back up to the farmyard, put fertilizer in it, and let's start putting our first crop into the ground. It looks like the new texture I put in the ground has kind of overridden that white shade that's kind of taken over the forest ground for some reason. It's kind of hard to tell because the gravel is almost like the same color. Alright, so now we got our fertilizer. And now we're back down to 56,000, but that's fine. I mean, we did buy ourselves a 7-hour tractor, Horse Pronto seed drill, and what brand cultivator was that? It's a blue one. Can't remember. So we are putting in wheat. And this tractor should have no problem now that it's fully repaired. I don't think it would have had a problem to begin with. Planting in the wheat. Of course, the next thing we'll need for farming for sure next season will be a combine. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have the money to buy the combine I want, but we do got like 9 months to get there. But we do have a lot of stuff to buy. I would like to buy an upgraded trailer so I can, bring these wood chips down and bark mulch down in few trips as possible. So I think maybe getting the grain trailer I've always used. I did look on the mod hub before I came on here, looking at different trailers, and I was trying to find one that fit what I'm looking for, and there were some trailers I like the look of, and it was either way less capacity or way over capacity. So I was looking for something like around 100,000 liters, 150, that, right in that ballpark. And there were a couple I looked at, I'm like, oh, that's really nice. And it said, yeah, it holds 500,000 liters. I'm like, okay, that's too much for me. I don't want to go that extreme. But I'll have another look. So I did kind of just look really, really quickly. Yeah, it's not going to take me long to get this field drilled. Yeah, the Deutz, we will keep around because the chicken pens that we're going to be using with the Animal Enhanced mod, we will be putting straw in there for bedding, so I can put the front loader on the Deutz and bring the straw bales into the chickens for that, because we will get manure from them. Not that I plan to do anything with the manure other than, maybe we'll fertilize our fields once in a while with it rather than selling it. I don't know how much manure the chickens are going to produce. I mean, they're chickens. I mean, obviously 100 chickens won't produce as much manure as 100 cows would, right? Kind of interesting that the seed rate is very, very low. I don't know if that's just a regular setting when you haven't done soil samples. And we don't know how much fertilizer to put in the ground, but it is putting fertilizer in the ground. Because I didn't do soil sampling, so no values detected yet. I think this is the first time I've really done a field without doing soil sampling first. And for what it costs, maybe I should just go ahead and buy one right now, and get the soil sampling done. But since I've already got the field pretty much drilled, and like I said, I'd rather save the money right now and stockpile that up so I can get myself a tree harvester. Because with a tree harvester, I can zip to the trees and delimb the trees really, really quick. I think I actually have enough money still to put down the shed. It would be nice to put our equipment under cover. But I think the cheapest tree harvester that would work for us is like $330,000. So we gotta save up for that. I had it this morning. Just spent it all though on a cultivator, tractor, and drill. I probably should have checked to see, which I don't think it would have. I don't think this drill would have gone on the back of the Winter Wolf either. Looks like it's the same pin system. And of course in the future, if I don't want this field here anymore, we can always come back in and we can retexture the field back to forest ground and put in some grass and bushes and let it regrow. Don't want to plant trees here though. Got to keep those away from the power lines. The deer just keep spawning on top of us and jumping over our drill. Yeah, actually, I'm kind of glad I didn't go with the bigger drill because it would just been kind of too big for the area. And as I was saying, I plan to go on the bigger side in this series, so an air cart and a drill. And that would be, I think the one I'm looking at is like 23 meter working width. Which would have been very difficult to fit in between here, I think. Alright, and just get this little strip right here, and our first field is done. That section over there is done, but the texture didn't take when I was planting it. Oh, so the cultivator doesn't act as a plow, even though I plowed the field. Oh well. Just add that to the list. Yeah, so I probably should have used... I mean, I think I do have it activated. The same John Deere modded plow that we used on Hinterland. I could have used that. Oh well. Yeah, we're just doing these 2 fields this year, and I think we'll reassess our farming equipment in the off season. Anyways, yeah, we'll just have some crop, and that'll be fine. Beginning of next year, but we should have more fields. Now, speaking of more fields, let's go ahead and let me put on flight mode because it'll be easier. We'll just say it's a drone that we're putting on up. Yeah, it looks like you can kind of see where I put the gravel in at the corner, upper right-hand corner of that field. It doesn't show up white. It does show the gravel itself. So it's kind of interesting that the forest paint that I put down kind of turns white over a field. Anyways, you can see that power line goes on forever. Well, we do have an opening kind of behind our factories and where the chicken coops are going to be going. Let me also do this to help us out because I'm not moving too fast. Let's see, when we come out of the shop area and we go up the road... Yeah, I'm kind of... You can see where I'm going here. So out of the shop, if we turn up this road and then turn up this road, maybe at some point I can start clear cutting this. How's the terrain around here? Is it really steep? It's kind of steep. I mean, it's not too bad, but then you got areas like this. This would make it kind of difficult to do some field work in. Oh, but it does level out up here. Yeah, so this is not much work to clear out, what, a dozen trees, and we got a decent-sized field here. But I need lumber as well, so where do I really want to start clear-cutting an area? Yeah, maybe somewhere just right in here as well, at this this intersection. So there's a store right down there. Just come up the road, and I think I'll start clear cutting this area up here, and we'll make a field here in the future as well. Because I got to get lumber into the sawmill, which if I use this zoom on down through here, that's probably out of the wood that we brought in. It is. Now let me turn off walking fast and turn that off as well. Let's see, where are we here? Bark mulch. So all that bark mulch I have, if I sell it to Billy right now, I'm going to get the $6 grand for it. Wood chips is kind of hard to tell what I'm going to get because it's going to the sell point that we can't sell. If Bios at all sell points. Oh, so if I just click on that, value of wood chips. If I bring it to Billy right now, wood chips, I could earn $88,000. But the price is going up. All right, so how much is... where's that trailer that I always use? That's what I'm saying. I was trying to find a different trailer. Do I even have it on here? Pretty sure I do. Well, it is 90,000. I mean, any trailer I buy that can hold at least 100,000 liters is probably going to be that expensive. I was just trying to stay away from this trailer because it may be kind of hard to feed the chickens with something like this. And you're probably saying, why do you need a trailer that big to feed the chickens? Because I think the chicken feed trough on the pens we're putting down is going to be like 80,000 liters. So, but that's why I was kind of looking for more like a tip trailer. So yeah, I'll have to look into the trailers, but bringing that many liters of wood chips down. How many liters of wood chips I got? Almost 300,000. And this holds 20,000? 22,000, so that's 5. Well, that's only 15 trips. It's only 15 trips, which is not bad. I mean, I think I did about that many trips with the pallets that were here. But I'll keep on waiting for the price of the wood chips to go on up. But let's teleport to it. We got ourselves a 7R John Deere tractor. Not too bad. We got ourselves a drill. Now that it just has fertilizer on it. And at the top of the hill, we do have ourselves a cultivator, but not a plow. So that's going to hurt our scoring here. And I'm not going to go ahead and buy a plow to get the field plowed on the other side. We'll just have to deal with it. The yield will be down a little bit. But, you know, like I said, I just want to get a field in and start to get some farm work in, because I know some people do not like the forestry work too much and want to see some farming. And I want to get started on that. That way, kept them kind of glued here a little bit longer. But yeah, I'm going to be cutting down some more trees in between episodes. Get some more wood brought to the mill. Get some money brought in. And hopefully I can do it all before the rain comes in. Oop, wrong one. All right, I got until 12 o'clock, so I got like 3 more hours. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Oceanside Forest. But until then, have a good one.